Empaths are not accidents of sensitivity. They're living continuations of an ancient assignment. Before you ever took your first breath, your blood remembered. Your body, your body was born knowing how to read emotional frequencies. This is a reason why empaths must hold their bodies holy, because this is how to sense deceit, how to absorb grief that wasn't yours. This isn't just personality, it's ancestral technology. The first empathic bloodlines were the emotional architect of early civilizations. Now, they were the ones who felt storms before they came and who saw danger before it arrived, who carried compassion in communities that was hardened by survival, right? So they were the spiritual thermometers of entire tribes. Empaths today still serve that same purpose, sensing the imbalance in a system long before it collapses. You are the descendants of those who could feel the world when no one else could name what they felt. Empaths descend from energetic translators, people who could hear pain before words existed. When a child was sick, they'd sit beside the fire and hum, letting vibration do what medicine could not. When the tribe quarreled, they didn't take sides, they restored harmony. These ancient healers were often misunderstood mystics, walking between spirit and matter. Their gift was both blessing and also a burden. To feel everything is to bleed for everyone. But even when society called them strange, they knew their purpose: to keep humanity connected to its emotional pulse. In today's world, their descendants are the ones who sense shifts in energy at work, who notice unspoken tension at family gatherings, who feel global grief through a phone screen. The modern empath carries the ancestral duty of emotional stewardship. You are the healer reborn in digital form, holding space in a world that's forgotten how to feel. Empathic ancestry rarely knew safety. They lived in times when sensitivity could get you accused, outcast, or even burned. So many hid their gifts behind prayer, artistry, or silence. When pain wasn't processed, it became energetic inheritance. The unspoken trauma of generations now sits in the empath's nervous system, waiting to be felt and released. That's why you may weep for no reason, because your body remembers what theirs could never express. The empath often becomes the family scapegoat, not because they're weak, but because they're mirrors of truth. When an empath is born, old dysfunctions surface. That's not punishment, it's spiritual housekeeping. You were sent to heal the residue of suppression. When your family rejects you for being too emotional, understand this: they are protecting the silence your ancestors were forced to live in. You are breaking that silence, and that threatens the system that survived off of repression. Every empath experiences a moment when logic can't explain the weight of what they feel. That moment is an ancestral awakening. It's when the emotional signatures of your lineage rise from the subconscious and call your spirit to remember. The dreams become vivid, the emotions intensify, and synchronicities multiply. That's your lineage introducing themselves. Your great grandmother, who couldn't speak her truth, now speaks through your intuition. Your ancestor, who was enslaved, silenced, or dismissed, they whisper through your discernment. When you heal, You're not just healing yourself, you're fulfilling their unfinished prayers. Healing is time travel for empaths, right? When you forgive, timeline shifts. When you cry, bloodlines clear. And when you rest, you restore the generations who never could. You are the bridge between what was wounded and what will be whole. Empathic power lives in the body like coded light. It's inherited not only through DNA, but through resonance patterns, such as frequencies passed from ancestor to descendant. Some lineages carry the seer code, where they may have heightened perceptions, dreams that come true, and warnings that are in symbols. Others carry the healer's code, transmuting pain through art, touch, or prayer. And then some carry the justice code, an unrelenting sense that imbalance must be corrected. When those codes converge, you become a multidimensional empath, one who not only feels, but interprets, heals, and leads. The challenge is that the world rewards disconnection. So empaths often doubt their power until crisis forces them to use it. When you start remembering your true design, you begin to walk differently, but grounded and guided. You realize your empathy was never weakness, it was ancestral training for leadership in a spiritually starving age. Empathy is to inherit responsibility. Oftentimes, the empath of a family or even a job are very responsible individuals, even while parenting. Your ancestors passed you not only their love, but their unfinished work. You were chosen to feel because others chose to be numb. Their prayers now breathe through your compassion, and their wisdom flows through your boundaries. Every time you speak the truth that once got them silenced, you redeem their name. The sacred inheritance is not wealth, it's energetic authority. It's knowing that love is not naivete, but spiritual warfare in disguise. It's understanding that discernment is protection, not paranoia. Your empathy is generational armor, invisible yet impenetrable when aligned with spirit. You are your ancestors' answered prayer for restoration. Something ancient is reawakening in the collectives, in the chosen, and the empaths, because empaths are finding each other. They're drawn by resonance, not reason. They meet through words, through music, through videos and conversations because it stirs a memory older than time. It's not coincidence, it's synchronization. The spiritual web is forming, it's reforming. Each empath carries a fragment of ancestral wisdom that, when united, rebuilds humanity's emotional balance. This era marks the return of the feelers, those who sense before they speak, who discern before they decide, who heal through presence. The world needs that sensitivity again, not as entertainment, but as restoration. And when empaths rise together, systems that feed on apathy will crumble because empathy is rebellion in its purest form. When you finally embrace your gift, your ancestors exhale. When you stand firm in your truth, your lineage stands taller in the unseen realm. Every empathic act, every prayer, every tear, every boundary echoes through your ancestral field as redemption. You are the living proof that the line was not broken. You are the continuation of love that refused to die. So when you feel too much, remember, it's not too much. It's many speaking through one. Thank you for visiting my channel. Stay covered, stay conscious, stay undefeated. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.